Yes, let's start today's session. So this is your first session of Python full stack web development. Okay. So this is Python full stack development session. So first of all, in today's lecture, I'm going to discuss in Python full stack development, what subjects are going to be covered. Okay. So I'll explain you clearly each and every subject purpose. Okay. Then you will get clarity. So what things are there in Python full stack development, right? Yeah. So first of all, in Python full stack development, or if you want to become a Python full stack developer, you must and should learn one language. Okay. That is our main core language. So that language name is Python. So this is the main subject. Okay. Python, first language. Next, some frameworks are there in Python full stack development, especially to develop web applications or websites. Okay, some frameworks are there. The frameworks are nothing but like Django framework, REST API framework, Flask framework. These are the frameworks. Along with these frameworks, you must and should aware of UI basics, means user interfaces like HTML plus CSS plus JavaScript and then jQuery and then Bootstrap. Okay. Then along with UI designing or UI basics, so you must and should aware database knowledge. So in full stack development, we are going to cover SQLite 3 and MySQL. These are the database tools. So observe carefully. These are the main subjects which I'm going to cover in full stack development. Okay. One language, that is Python, and total 3 frameworks: Django, REST API, Flask. These are web application development frameworks. In the web application development process, you must aware the UI design, like how to prepare the web pages or websites design wise. Design purpose, we need to learn UI basics. Okay, and database management also required, right? In the web development process, compulsory, we need to handle with our data. So that database management purpose, we need to learn database tools like SQLite 3 and MySQL. So total these 6 subjects I'm going to cover in Python full stack development. So if you enroll for this Python full stack development, the course duration is 4 months. Yes, it will take totally 4 months to complete all these 6 subjects. That is a part of Python full stack development. For suppose if you enroll only for Python, that means some students are looking for only Python programming language. According to their requirement, it's enough. Python, basic Python, that is core Python, advanced Python, both are there in Python language. Only Python if you enroll, so it takes, the duration is 45 working days to 50 working days. Okay, that means up to 2 months, I can say that. Only Python up to 2 months, like 45 working days to 50 working days. And full stack development of Python, that means total 3 frameworks, 1 programming language, UI basics, and SQLite and MySQL. For this, it will take 4 months duration. Okay. So depends on your requirement, you can choose anyone. So I can give you some clarity about this. Who should go with only Python language and who should go with complete Python full stack development. Suppose your requirement is after learning Python, if you want to move towards data science or data analysis or ML, machine learning or AI, in this area, if you are planning to go with this area like data science, data analysis, AI and ML, even AWS, DevOps. So after learning Python, if you are moving towards these courses, then better to go with only Python core and advanced. So no need to learn Django, REST API, Flask, UI and all. Okay. But some students are looking for purely Python if they don't have any plan to move towards data science or AL, ML, AI, and DevOps, AWS like this. So if you want to become complete full stack developer of Python, so better to go with all these subjects, full stack development. So this is just I'm giving clarity. Then you can decide which you want. Okay. Yes. Now let's talk about each and every subject purpose actually. So I'm saying in full stack development, you are going to learn these all six subjects, right? So each subject purpose you must aware that. So first subject is Python. So what is Python here? Okay. Yeah. First we'll talk about Python. Later I'm giving just brief introduction each and every subject so that what is the purpose of subject you must know that. So after that we'll begin with Python only because Python is mandatory before going to learn anything in full stack development like Django, REST API, Flask, other things. So first 45 days to 50 days, we have to focus on only Python. So first Python is Python is a programming language. Yes, Python is a programming language. Generally, any programming language, if you take, which is used to develop coding part, coding part for the applications. Yes. Python is a programming language which is used to develop coding part or which is used to write coding part for the application development. So if you want to develop the applications, you must write some logic or coding, right? That coding we can write using what language? Python language. So that's what we can say it is a programming language. So programming part is important and logic part is important for developing any application. Okay, this is the language actually. So throughout entire full stack development, wherever you write some logic or wherever you write some coding part, that coding part going to be written in Python language through only. So that's what you must aware Python compulsory before going to start writing code in any framework like Django, REST API and all. So this is our main core language what we are going to learn first initial days of Python full stack development course. Okay. So once you know about Python, once you are good at Python, okay, so then it's easy to develop any applications by using these frameworks. So next subject is what Django. What is Django here? So Django is not a programming language. Then what it is? So I can say Django is a framework. Yes, Django is a framework which is used to develop the web applications. So if you want to develop web applications, then we use Django framework in Python full stack development. So it's not a programming language. It is a framework. Okay. What is framework generally? Yes. Framework is nothing but it's a collection of built-in class libraries. Built-in class library means each class library contains some built-in classes like predefined classes, and each predefined class is having built-in functionality. That means already pre-written or developed code, which is directly available to use in our applications. So the moment when we install Django framework, so it offers lot of libraries, especially which are required to develop web applications. Those libraries can be used to develop web applications at faster rate. That means if they have built-in libraries or predefined libraries, using that built-in libraries, we can quickly develop the web applications, right? We don't need to waste the time because from the scratch, we need not to write any logic. Only we can use the libraries which are provided by Django. So it's a framework. Framework means it's having set of rules and specifications. Okay, it's having sort lot of libraries. By following that rules and specifications, we have to develop some applications. So Django is not a programming language. Django is a framework which is used to develop web applications. Web application means what? Please mute your audio. Yeah. Web application means what? The application which will provide services over the web is called web application, right? The application which will provide the services over the web is called web applications. Simply. Application which will provide the services over the web is called web application. Okay, fine. But I'm saying that Django is a framework, and Django is a Python-based framework. Django is Python-based web development framework. It's completely Python-based web development framework. So that means Django framework completely written in Python language only. Okay, Django framework written in Python language. So ultimately, I can say to start learning of Django, especially to develop web applications, first of all, you must have the knowledge of Python. So Django prerequisite subject is Python. If we know the Python knowledge, then easily we can implement web applications using Django framework. Why Django need Python means because Django is completely written in Python language only. How they developed Django framework? By writing Python script. So that's the reason we can say Django is a Python-based web development framework. It's completely Python frameworks. And Django can understand the instructions from Python only. So you can't send any instructions from different language like Java or C language. So Python instructions only can understand by Django. So it is easy to implement web applications by writing code in Python language. So to learn Django, Python is mandatory. To learn Python, nothing is mandatory because Python is a basic programming language. To learn this basic language, no any basic language is required. Like C, C++, not at all. Because Python itself, it is a basic language, right? You can learn from scratch. Okay. And also you will get the knowledge in the basic level and intermediate level and advanced level once you complete your Python course here. So I'll teach from the scratch, no need to worry. So if some students feel that I don't have any programming knowledge, then is that possible to learn Python? Undoubtedly, it's possible to learn Python. Python, no prerequisite languages. Okay, directly you can start learn with Python only. And Django, before going to Django, you must have the Python knowledge. Okay, otherwise you can't. So this is about Django subject purpose. Okay, it is purpose is what? To develop web applications. What type of framework it is? Python framework. Why it is Python framework? Because it's written in completely Python language, right? Right. Next, I'm trying to discuss about a third subject, which is also very, very important in real time. That is REST API. This is our third subject, which I'm going to cover in our full stack development course, REST API. See, sir, whatever the order I have written here, same order I'm going to cover all these subjects, but except UI and SQLite, because these two under comes into Django, REST API, and Flask with these frameworks only in the middle. So let's talk about REST API. Sir, we know how to develop Django web application by using Python. We are ready with web application, right? Then why REST API again? Yes, it's very important in real time. What is the REST API purpose? I'll tell you that. So here, first of all, REST API is one of the framework. Let's talk about this. REST API is a framework. It is also completely Python based framework. REST API is a framework. Purpose of the REST API is which is used to develop the APIs for web applications. APIs for web application. In REST API, in REST API, REST means representational state transfer in REST API. Okay. In REST API, API means REST means what? REST means representational state transfer. In REST API, API means application programming interface. Application programming interface. So REST means representational state transfer. API means application programming interface. REST is an architecture or design pattern. Simple, the APIs which is going to design based on REST architecture is called REST API. So what is the use of API, sir? Because I'm saying that REST API is used to develop APIs, application programming interface for web applications. So why REST API means, well, actually API is a software tool. API is a software tool which enables enable the web application to communicate with other applications to communicate with other application. Yes, this is very important in real time, right? For example, you are going to deal with many web applications in real time. For example, consider a flipkart.com website is there. In the flipkart.com website, what we can do generally, we can select the product and we can click on buy now. After that, the Flipkart website can communicate with the banking application for making payments, right? Here, what's going to happen for doing transaction over the Flipkart website? So the Flipkart web application should communicate with banking web application, right? Here, two applications are communicating or talking with each other by sending request and response for making transaction successful. So that communication who is going to provide means exactly API, application programming interface. Here, two or more application can communicate with each other. That purpose API software is required. It's a software tool we have to design for our web application. Yes, Python with Django through we are going to develop web applications. Once our web application is ready and to provide more services for the customers, our web application need to be interact with other application for making transactions. So for that, we need to generate API as a web developer responsibility. So API generate purpose, we need to use another framework called REST API. So the API is a software tool which enables the web application to communicate with other application. It's mandatory. And the API which is used to generate or design by using an architecture called REST architecture is called REST API. In any full stack development, not only here Python full stack development, even in Java full stack development, .NET full stack development, APIs are very common. Here we are using a name of subject like REST API. Java people, they use RESTful APIs. .NET people, they use Web API. So simple. So this is another subject we are going to learn, a REST API for generating APIs for web applications. And when we should learn REST API? After completion of Django only. So to learn REST API, what are the prerequisite subject? Django and as well as Python. Both are required. How I said, to learn Django, Python is mandatory before going to starts with Django means Python is mandatory, right? So to learn REST API, what is required? Django as well as Python, both are required because even though we are using REST architecture to generate APIs, complete logic part we are going to write using Python language only. So Python is mandatory. Everywhere we are going to use in full stack development, wherever you write logic part, that logic part should be written in Python only, sir. So REST API need two prerequisite subjects like Django and Python. Next, other framework is there. This is Flask. So it is a completely different framework here. So it is also Python based framework. So to learn Flask, Django is not at all required. REST API not required. Directly you can start learn Flask with only Python knowledge. So Python is enough to learn Flask. What is Flask framework? It is. So Flask is a framework. Flask is a framework which is Flask is a framework which is used to develop the single page web applications. Yes, single page web applications. So as I said, Django is a framework which is used to develop web applications. But what is the difference between Flask and Django means? Django through we can develop medium scale and maximum scale applications. Okay. But using Flask, we can't develop medium scale and maximum scale applications. Mostly using Flask, we can develop single page web applications only. Single page web application means like dashboard applications or microservice programming purpose, we use Flask. Flask is a framework which is used to develop single page web application, and Flask is a Python based micro framework. Flask is a Python based micro framework, micro framework which can be used to write microservices programming, microservices programming also. So this is Flask. To learn Flask, only Python is required, not anything required. So it's a small Flask framework. So instant service usage purpose, we can write Flask script and it can be helped to develop applications clearly. So in our syllabus, Flask is also one of the framework which is going to be deal a small scale application development. This is also used to design web applications. Okay, right. So total three frameworks are there. One is the Flask framework and the REST API and then Django. Three frameworks and one language, programming language. And strictly remember that these three frameworks, especially Django, REST API, Flask frameworks, are completely written in Python. So Python based frameworks. So if you write Django, REST API, Flask, logics, that should be in a form of Python only. So that's what Python is mandatory language to learn these frameworks. Okay, fine. So let's talk about UI and SQLite 3. In what context we use this? But before going to talk about this, let's discuss in Python full stack development, especially we need to focus on front end development and back end development. Front end and back end. Yes. So in front end development, what things under comes? Like for example, here front end means first time when we open any web page or website. So what we are going to see on the screen, that is called front end, right? Front end development. So the front end development purpose, we need to focus completely on UI. So this is UI. UI means user interfaces. UI means what? User interface. So user interface means what we are going to present like login form, registration page, change password form, this type of UI design we need to represent to the customers, right? So that is UI basics. It is only for designing, which is under comes into front end development. So in the UI basics, I'm going to cover HTML first to create web pages. And do you want to add some styling to the web pages? CSS, cascading style sheets. And then if you want to make some functionality like validations purpose, we need to use JavaScript. So HTML, CSS, JavaScript are the basic UI technologies. It's mandatory for every web development process. When it comes to jQuery Bootstrap, jQuery is the extension of JavaScript. It is an other framework. So Bootstrap is the combination of CSS and JavaScript. So mostly we will prefer to use Bootstrap for bringing look and feel better when compared to normal plain HTML and CSS styling. Because nowadays Bootstrap will play the major role in web development design. So it's bring look and feel more for our web application or for our UI user interface. Okay, this is the main. So React.js will not be included here. It's not required because what we are going to do React.js, we are going to do with the Django itself only. That's what it is not part of our curriculum. So Bootstrap, jQuery, all these basics will be covered in Django time only. At the time of Django development, okay, so we'll be covered that all UI because you have to deal with the complete front end development like UI design, everything is there. So this is the part of front end. And back end is having three subcomponents. Okay, back end is having three subcomponents actually. So what are that? In the back end development, what are the required? First thing is the programming language. It's compulsory. In the back end programming language, that means logic must and should be right, right? The programming language, what is that? Python. Next, the frameworks. Yes, in the backend development, compulsory frameworks also required. So frameworks means it's having set of rules and specifications we have to follow while developing the web applications in Python full stack development. So what are the frameworks we are going to cover? Django framework, REST API framework, and then Flask framework. These are the frameworks. Next, the database. Yes, three compulsory, the database. So database purpose, we are having the tools like SQLite 3 and MySQL. See, sir, SQLite 3 is a built-in database integration with Django framework. For the first time, when we create Django application or Django web application, Django project, that project is associated with inbuilt SQLite 3 settings. So maximum operations with database we can do with SQLite 3, and also we are going to cover MySQL because most of the cases in Python or Django applications in real time, MySQL is preferred database. It doesn't make sense using Python. Can't we communicate with other databases like MongoDB, okay, MS SQL, Oracle? Yes, it's possible. But majority of the cases in Python development as well as Django web development, MySQL is the preferred database, or else SQLite there is a integration. This is pre-integrated, already integrated with Django framework. Okay, no need to install explicitly. But it's a combination actually. But suppose .NET full stack developer, how they use MS SQL, right? Microsoft SQL Server. It's a product of Microsoft. Similarly, Java programmer, Java full stack developer, how they use like Oracle. So same in Python full stack development, we prefer to use MySQL. You can configure with any database, it's not a problem. Database main purpose is what? How to deal with your customer data, how to store the data and manipulate or retrieve something, access data like that. Database operations we can do in these tools. So backend development need three things in the backend while working with application. Behind the scenes, what is required? Python language is required because we have to write complete logic part with Python. Frameworks are required. We are going to design and develop our websites or web application by following this framework set of rules and specifications. And database is required to store a customer data that is in MySQL or SQLite 3. So these three language frameworks, databases are behind the scenes it works. That means we can say backend development process. See, for the first time when we open any website, we are going to see on the screen, right, what? Presentation layer, right? Presentation layer means UI, user interface. But user interface will provide us some registration page like labels, text boxes, buttons. Okay, you are going to interact as a customer with that forms. So, but behind the scenes, what's going to happen? Actions will be performed, right? So that actions and everything will be managed. These three only, language and frameworks and databases. It will not appear to the customers. Customer can only see in the front end like UI only. So in Python full stack development, so you must involved in two ways like front end and back end. So the person who can easily handle both front-end development and back-end development things, then that person is said to be full stack developer. Okay. Or else the person who can handle with only front end, but they don't know about language and frameworks and database management. So this is UI developer, user interface. Or the person who is having only Python, so they cannot handle with frameworks and databases and UI, so they can only involve writing the logic with Python, so exclusive Python developer like this. But if you know how to manage UI, programming and frameworks and database, everything, so you will be considered as a full stack developer like that only. So nowadays, full stack developers are having huge demand in the market. So the better to go with full stack development process. If you don't have any other course, you are not looking like DevOps, AWS, AI, and ML, as I said in the beginning session of this today. See, Python, only Python, who needs means if you want to go with furtherly, like after learning Python, Python with the data science, Python with data analysis, Python with AI and ML, so AWS and DevOps, testing, networking. If you want to go with this side, that all tools are required Python script, then you can go with only Python. Other than that, you can focus on full stack development. Full stack means one language, total three frameworks, Django, REST API, Flask, and knowledge of UI, user interface, and knowledge of MySQL and SQL 3. So this is about our subjects, which I'm going to deal in our upcoming sessions. So after completion of this demo session, our team will communicate with you through mail so that they'll send complete content, the syllabus content. You can observe once what I'm going to cover. So all the subject related content, and they'll also send the today's recording demo link also. So totally 4 to 5 demos will be there. So from today onwards, so feel free to attend and regularly the demos. After the demo completion only, you can decide that whether you want to go with this course or not. Okay, that's feel free to take the decision. It's not a matter. So because of the thing is you have to learn comfortably, right? So wherever you comfort, you can go with that. But you have to learn properly. That is our main intention. And every session is going to be recorded. The recorded video I'll upload to your Google Drive once the session is over. And the sessions will be from Monday to Saturday. The Sunday no session. So, and each and every subject, look at this here, Python, right? First subject. And then Django, REST API. Each and every subject, the PDF material will be handed over to you. Once your enrollment process is over, so each and every subject uh, material I'll send to your mail. So material will be there, that is PDF, and recorded videos will be there. Like the recorded videos will be once I send or shared the folder, that is lifetime access, like Python related videos and Django related videos. Every subject clear videos are there. Okay. So let's see this material you will be able to get, like that is core Python, basic Python, advanced Python, and Django, Flask, REST API. In the Django folder only, the UI basics and database things will be there in this folder only. So total each and every subject's PDF will be sent along with recorded video here only. Okay. So this is which I covered basic things today. Python full stack development. What is Python and Django, REST API, Flask and UI and SQL. Just basic information I have given today now. But from tomorrow onwards, what is our action plan means? I'll focus completely on Python only, sir. For first 45 days to 50 working days. So my focus is completely on Python. The reason is why, I said already, without having knowledge of Python, then you can't able to start with Django, right? So that's the reason. Whether you are looking for full stack development course or only for Python course, no matter. For all of them, I'll start from tomorrow onwards only Python language. Once we complete Python within the 45 working days to 50 working days. Then after we'll start with Django. So at that time, after 45 days to 50 days, you will be good at Python for sure, no doubt at all. You can handle the things which are in Python. So easily we can understand the things. Okay. So that, yeah, course fee and particulars and everything our team will send to you through mail. Okay. This is not right platform to disclose the details. So no, don't worry. So our team will assist you regarding this. Okay. So they'll send the mail. So in that the complete particulars will be there. Or else we can feel free to contact Durgasoft so that they can assist you regarding this clearly. So first you have to focus to attend the demos. After demos, you can decide it, no problem. Okay, that's my what we can say suggestion. Don't look at that everything. First, try to attend the demo sessions next 3 to 4 sessions so that you will get clarity how I'm delivering the content and all. So that if you based on if your comfortability, you have to choose the right instructor, then it will be good for your career, right? So just focus on that. That's it. Rest of the things will take care of, no problem. But one thing I can say from my end as a trainer from Durgasoft. So if you enroll for this course, at the end of the day, you will never disappoint. That much guarantee we will give. So other than this, you have to be focused and be practical. Okay. So regular attendance is required. So regular classes will leads to your knowledge, more skills. You can improve that. So instead of uh, skipping the sessions, so regular attendance is important. If you attend the classes, the concepts will be clear and you will be your flow will be good in the learning process, right? So that's what. And you have to learn properly this Python full stack development courses like orderly. So some students ask me, can't we directly join Django sessions? No, without having Python knowledge. So Django sessions are not possible because once we start framework development like Django, REST API, Flask, every time I'm going to write Python script only. So you cannot understand Python script, right? Before going to, without having Python knowledge with the Django. So Python is mandatory here. So in full stack development of Python, wherever you write some logic that is Python related only. You must have the knowledge of Python first. After that, you can go with remaining frameworks and all. And most important thing I forgot to tell you, once in the Django ending, after completion of Django, I'm going to deal with 2 to 3 projects like real-time experience, real-time hands-on project I'm going to deal with you. So these projects we can include in your resume also as a fresher candidate so that we have, you can disclose your skills. Okay, so we have implemented this type of projects in your resume also, you can include those projects clearly. So project development and real-time exposure you will get with this course. Okay, yes. Yes, yes. Tomorrow demo or the topics will be different because it's a continuation process. Today, what I explained, just our agenda I explained, right? In the full stack development, what subject and each subject purpose and course details and time duration. But tomorrow, from here onwards, we'll continue. So tomorrow, I will focus completely on Python only. So what is Python? Why don't other languages? And where do we use Python exactly? And what are the versions? Which version is required to install and download? What is the official website of Python? These are all details will be covered in tomorrow's session. And next we'll start coding part also slowly, which by including some editors. Okay, so many editor tools are there, software editors to deal with Python full stack. Which editor is the best editor for Python full stack development also I'll disclose. From then onwards, I'll continue with that editor only. Yes, for sure. Yes, throughout the course 7 a.m. only because there is no chance to move this session before or after because I have already sessions engaged. My batches are engaged with that time. So 7 to 8 only fixed time. Undoubtedly, no. No changes. 7 to 8. Daily 1 hour session. Monday to Saturday regular sessions. And Sunday will be the holiday. Every day after session recorded video will be uploaded in the saved folder. Okay, so every day you have to check in that folder in Google Drive. So recorded video will be there with the clear number, Python 1, 2, 3 orderly how to watch it. Along with complete material, I'll send once your enrollment process is over. Core Python PDF, Advanced Python PDF with interview questions folder. And then we will maintain some WhatsApp group once your enrollment over. Then you are the part of WhatsApp group. If you have any questions and doubts, you can feel free to post in that group. We will assist you regarding that. So this is about complete details. And now it's your turn to ask any questions. If you have any doubts about these sessions, feel free to ask me so that I'm ready to give answer. Yes, yes. After, yeah, it's a part of core Python only, no? So yes, yes. Web scraping and everything will be there. So that is part of, you can check the course content so that it will be clear.
So, yeah, Mohan. Web scraping means actually we have a project uh, going to come. So we have to get the data from different applications by using Python. So is it
Yes.
covered in Python or Django?
Python only, Python only. There is a concept called web scraping. Some tools are there. Request and request libraries will be there. Even Django also we can use and Python also we can use. Just scrap the data and keep the data in required format, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. That will cover, sir. No doubt at all.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, one thing to ask you, sir. Like, is there any doubt session separately happening after the class, or it happens during the class?
No, sir. During the class, you can see when I explain the concept and while writing the script here. And if you have any questions, meanwhile, you can raise the voice or raise the message in the chat box so that I'll quickly answer that in the during the session only. Or else at the end of the session also, I'll ask any doubts after ending the session. I'll wait in the meeting 10 minutes of time so that you can feel free to speak with me. Or else we have a group, right? So at any point of time, even in the during the entire the day, so if you have any question while practicing, you can feel free to post the question over there. We'll ready to give answer with proper screenshots and all. You can also share that, no problem. As
Got it.
long
Thank
as
you,
the
sir.
course is going, so the our assistant will be there even after completion of core. Also, any requirement is there, so we'll help you regarding that undoubtedly. Because we have a lot of
Got you.
group of students are there in that group, so anybody can react at any time.
Got you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any software need to install?
Obviously, Python software first you have to install. Then after that, some editors are required. So you will come to know mostly tomorrow or day after tomorrow. So we'll go through orderly. So editor tools are compulsory required to write some script. So whenever we install for the first time Python, so default editor will be there, like ideally. So integrated development learning environment. But you can go through it, or else you can go with separate editors like VS Code, Visual Studio Code, or PyCharm editor. I'll assist you. Don't go with Visual Studio. We'll go with completely PyCharm editor only in our Python development. So very simple software, lightweight software. It takes just 2-3 minutes of time to set up complete Python. It's not a big deal. So that's all from my side today. Thanks for attending this session and just feel free to continue the demo sessions for next 3 to 4. You can use the same link at same times morning 7 a.m. So after demos, you can decide that. Okay. So have a nice time. See you tomorrow at 7 a.m. Join with the same link.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Right. Let's begin today's session. So this is your second demo lecture of Python full stack development. Okay. So yesterday only we started this batch, and yesterday we discussed very basic things. Again, I'll try to show you what I discussed in the last lecture so that you will get clarity. From here onwards. We'll start now. So in the last lecture, okay, that means in the last demo, we discussed only this. Observe here. This is Python full stack development course, right? So in this course, totally you are going to learn 6 subjects. One is Python, next one is Django, and next REST API, and then Flask and UI basics like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, Bootstrap, and then SQLite tree and MySQL database tools. Total 6 subjects we are going to learn. So in this, only one language, that is programming language, Python. So let's quickly complete what I discussed in the last lecture so that the continuation will be there. So first, Python language. And remember that to learn remaining subjects in Python full stack development, first of all, you should learn Python because it's our main language, core language. Without having knowledge of Python, you can't move towards Django, REST API, and Flask other subjects. So our main focus is on Python only. As I said in the last lecture, Python only it will take 45 to 50 working days. Okay, after completion of Python, then we'll start Django, REST API, and other frameworks. So let's talk about Python. As I said, Python is a programming language, right? So which is used to write coding part for the application development. In entire Python full stack development, any application if you develop, complete logic code we are going to write using a language called Python only. So that's what you must have the strong knowledge on Python first. That's what we are focusing Python only from now onwards for 45 days to 50 days. Then once you complete Python or once you good at Python coding, then you can start development of web application using Django framework. This is our next subject. So already I explained about Django, what is what in the last lecture. I am trying to explain again just for new students who joined today. So Django is a framework. It is not a programming language, which is used to develop the web applications. So it's a framework. It's not a language. So Django framework through we can develop what applications? Web applications. So web application meaning is what? The application which will provide the services over the web is called web applications. Whatever the service over the web we are providing, that is web application services. For example, Flipkart, Amazon, online SBI, these are the web applications examples. And if you want to develop web applications in Python full stack, you must use a framework called Django framework. And Django is a Python-based web development framework because Django framework completely written in which language? Python language. So that's the reason to learn Django, Python is the prerequisite subject. Yes, it must. So without having Python knowledge, you can't continue with Django, right? But to learn Python, no prerequisite subject. So to start with Python programming, is there any basic knowledge is required like C language, C++ means undoubtedly not required. Because Python is a basic language, you can start from Python directly. No knowledge is required priorly. And there is one more framework we are going to discuss like REST API. So REST API is also a framework and not language, which is used to develop APIs for web applications. So in REST API, REST means what? Representational state transfer, and API means application programming interface. So the API concept is very important in real time. Who really focused to develop web application through that applications, what services do you want to provide to your customers? So that services purpose compulsory API is required. So API is a software tool which enables the web application to communicate with other application. So the examples are, for example, you are interacting with the Swiggy app. The Swiggy app, what purpose we use generally to order the food. After selecting the food items, and we need to do the payment. So for making the payment, your Swiggy application should communicate with banking application, and banking application should communicate with Swiggy application for making response. But in between request and response, who is there as a mediatory service means API tool. So API software tool act as a middleman service or mediatory service, taking the request from concern app, and that request can be sent to the banking app. And again, the banking app will give the response to the API. The API will give response to the concern app. So this is application to application communication is very quite common in real time. So even though after implementing Django web applications, do you want to provide services through your web applications? For every web application is required some API. How to generate API means by using REST API subject. Okay. Yes, REST is an architectural pattern or design pattern. Using this pattern, whatever the APIs we are creating, that is called REST API. And there is another framework also there in Python full stack, Flask. Flask is a framework again which is completely written in Python language. So Python framework it is. So Flask learning purpose, Python is prerequisite. So Flask framework is used to develop single page web applications. Flask is a Python based micro framework which can be used to write microservices programming in generally. So it's a small framework. So we can develop small scale applications. So medium scale and large scale application development purpose, we have Django framework. And so far, whatever I explained, like Python language, three frameworks about Django, REST API, Flask, these are all under comes into backend development. Because in full stack development, two things will be involved, two main components, front end component and backend component. The backend is programming language, Python, and the framework is Django REST API Flask, and the database is SQLite and MySQLite. So these are the database tools which we are going to use in our Python full stack development. So one language, frameworks, and database. These three are the parts of backend application development. But what will be the front-end application development means? Front-end application development means completely UI basics. So user interfaces these are. So user has to interact with the pages, right? So like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, Bootstrap, these are all user interfaces technologies. So this is front-end development process. So in the Django time, okay, once we complete Python within 45 days to 50 working days. So once we begin Django, at that time we will also include front-end UI technologies and SQL related topics also will be there in full stack development. So this is what I explained in the last demo lecture yesterday, which was happened. Okay, so I hope you got clarity, even news joinees today who are okay. So now here onwards, my focus is on Python only. So without having Python knowledge, okay. And I forgot to tell you one thing for new joinees today. Only Python core and advanced course duration is 45 working days to 50 working days. That means up to 2 months. And if you are looking for full stack along with frameworks and UI basics, database basics, and with Python, so full stack development course duration is 4 months minimum. Okay. So this is, and every day recorded video will be uploaded to your Google Drive along with complete each and every subject PDF material. So let's begin with Python today because our main focus should be on Python. So after that, we'll start remaining subjects orderly. So as I said that Python is a programming language, right? So any programming language can be used to write coding part or logic part for the application development. But what type of language it is? Okay. So Python is a general purpose language. What does it mean? So that means Python was designed and developed for different types of application development, not only specific application development. Yes, Python was not designed for specific application implementation. It's designed for general application implementation. Like using Python, we can develop web applications, gaming applications, network-based applications, testing applications, and moreover, Python is very popular and famous for data analysis, data science, and data visualization also. And using Python, we can also develop IoT things like Internet of Things and AWS, DevApps. Anywhere we can use Python script. So that's the reason Python is called as general purpose programming language. That meaning is what? Using Python, we can implement any type of applications, what I mentioned. Okay. And Python is high level programming language. Yes, it's high level programming language. What is the meaning of high level? So if you consider any programming language is high level, that means all the low level activities will take care by programming language itself. So as a programmer, you need not to contribute or you need not to write any explicit logic for internal or low level activities. Okay. For example, I'll tell you. So as a Python programmer, if I write some lines of code in my program, okay, for example, 10 to 15 lines code is ready. The moment when I hit the enter run button, automatically the code will be executed and we will get quickly a proper output in output window. So, but how the output is going to be prepared? Okay, directly will it come or will it produce or else internally some process is required? Obviously, internally some process is required, right? But internal process purpose, we are not going to contribute any logic. We are focusing on what to do, what is our requirement. Based on requirement, we have already written the logic. So that logic through we are expecting some proper output. But internally, so many things will be involved. That purpose, we are not at all writing any explicit logic. So internal activities, all by default, it will take care. What are the internal process generally? Right. Whenever the program will begin, Python interpreter will check. Okay, Python interpreter will check all the line by line code execution and whatever the objects are required, some memory should be allocated. Okay, and some objects are required security, that security measurements need to be takes place, and also exceptions information like whenever the runtime errors are there, anything cross verification is there. So these are all low level activities. But for these low level activities, we are not writing any logic, but internally Python only will take care just because of it is high level language. So high level language means all the low level activities which is necessary to run our application, that will take care by Python language itself only. So it is high level language. Okay. Next, Python is interpreted programming language. Interpreted programming language. What is meaning of interpreted? So let's talk about this little bit more. Now, these are the compiler-based programming languages, right? As you know that already, C, C++, Java, and C Sharp.NET are the compiler-based languages. When it comes to Python, JavaScript, TypeScript, okay, Shell script, all the scripting language mostly interpreted language only. So this is interpreted programming languages, interpreted based Python. I'm saying that Python is an interpreted programming language. That means what? See, for example, if I take the compiler based languages like C, C++, Java, C Sharp.NET, if I write some 30 lines of code, for example, okay, 30 lines of code I have written. So whenever I start run the program in these languages, whole program at a time will check how many number of lines I have written already. Whole program at a time will check. And after checking if any compilation issues are there, then it produce compilation errors. So if there is no compilation issues, then directly it will go for execution. So that means in the compiler based languages, program how much code you have written no matter, entire the code will be processed at once and it will execute at once. So that is compiler based. But when it comes to interpreted based, same 30 lines of code if I write in Python standard, the code will check line by line. That means first line will check. If it is correct, then the interpreter will go to next line. If that line also correct, again interpreter will go to next line. So the line by line code will process and execute in interpreted based language. So 30 lines whole program at a time will not process in Python. Rather than line by line code will check because of it is interpreted language. So Python is an interpreted language. No matter how many number of lines of code you have written in your program, the code will begin from the first line and it's move on next line, line by line. All of a sudden, for example, at line number 5, there is an issue or error. Immediately, Python interpreter will stop the execution and on which line error occurred, that line error will display. So this is interpretation programming Python language. So that's what we never notice while executing Python programs like number of errors. How we notice generally while working with C language or C++, Java, .NET. So any number of errors occur. For example, 10, 15 errors are there. The 10 errors will display at once in the error window, right? So, but in Python, you never seen that the number of errors, only one error at a time you are going to see. Right now, currently on which line error is there, that error will disclose to you. That error only you have to be focused because of it is interpreted language. So error handling or Python tracing means line by line code checking. It will be easy in Python because it is interpreted language. When it comes to other languages, just because of compiler based whole program at a time will check and execute. So this is the difference between compiler as well as interpreter. Right. Next, Python is a dynamically typed programming language. Dynamically typed. So again, when it comes to these languages, these are all statically typed. What is statically typed? I'll tell you that. And when it comes to Python, I'm saying that it is dynamically typed language. So the languages which are already compiler based, these are statically typed languages. Then Python is dynamically typed. It is one of the important feature in Python. Dynamically typed means. So what is the dynamically typed? Let's talk about that. Generally, if you take any existing languages apart from Python, like C, C++, Java, C#, .NET, so how to declare the variables? Okay, yeah. Yes, that's what I'm saying, Mr. Narendra. JavaScript, TypeScript, Shell script, all the scripting language mostly interpreted only. Okay, yeah. Now, if you want to declare any variable, like in any language, like C language, C++, Java, C#, .NET, so this is what syntax we follow, right? So the syntax to declare the variable is data type, variable name equals to value. This is common declaration. For example, here data type is integer and then variable name is a equals to 100 is the value. So this is very common syntax which we follow in these languages because of these are statically typed. Let me give clarity about statically and dynamically means what. Statically means during the program writing time. Dynamically means during the program execution time. So note this point. Statically means during the program writing time and dynamically means during the program execution time. So these languages are statically typed. That means during the program writing time only, you must declare the data type of the variable, what value you are assigning. For suppose here I'm trying to give the string like Durgasoft. So, but you mentioned what type it is, integer type. This is wrong data type, right? So obviously it is error. So in these languages, programmer has to know about the data types priorly. Means programmer should have the clarity on data types, what value they are assigning to the variables, and what type he should mention. He must have the clarity in these languages, especially while dealing with C, C++, Java, C Sharp, .NET, because these are statically typed languages. And while writing the program only, programmer has to decide the data type correctly. If wrong data type, again it will give compilation error. But when it comes to Python, Python is a dynamically typed. We don't have any problem in this Python language because in Python, to declare data type, very simple, you have to mention simply variable name and equals to value. That's it. And this is the syntax in Python. Variable name a equals to value is 100. That's it. So we don't need to include any data type explicitly because I said Python is a dynamically typed nature. Dynamic means runtime during the program execution. So based on the value what we are assigning to the variable a, automatically the Python will decide for the variable a is data type. So data type internally will decide by Python only. You need not to define any data type explicitly for this variable a. Okay, so this is important point you notice. So that's what priorly in Python language, priorly programmer need not to know about data types. So they focus only variable name and they focus only values, what values they want assigned. So this is directly, we are initializing the values to the variables, right? It's okay. This is dynamically typed. Let's quickly show the example. Okay, so no need to think much more about data types. What type should I assign for variable? Only you can focus on value and variables only here. This is just because of dynamically type. It is one of the user-friendly feature in Python, which is not there in other languages because all other existing languages are statically typed and Python is a dynamically typed. So no need to define any data type while working with variables and values. So Python interpreter only will decide the data type at the time of running the program based upon the value. Let's show you quick example. For showing the example, I'm opening default editor tool of Python that is called ideally. So this is integrated development learning environment. So you may get doubt how it comes out. Don't worry. Our tomorrow session is completely I'll show you how to set up of Python, how to download it and install it, what are the editors will be there. We will discuss in tomorrow. Don't worry that. Just for time being, I'm trying to open ideally. And the moment when I open integrated development learning environment tool, this is editor tool of Python. So you can try to declare int a equals to 100. So obviously it is invalid syntax in Python because Python is what type of language? Dynamically typed language, right? Yes. So dynamically typed language means during the program execution, data type has to be decided, but you have written directly mentioning the data type here. So that's not correct. You will see the syntax error. But this syntax is very quite common in any language. So it's a valid in any language except Python. So as I said that Python is a dynamically language. So based on the value, data type will decide automatically internally. So you need not to mention any type. So explicitly. So let's give that a value 100. This is correct syntax. If you want to print, then simply you can use print a. So usage of print function is optional here. So not required. Only a also you can type. You are getting value like this. Either you can use print of a or you can use only a. So did I mention any data type for my variable a? No. Then how Python will decide automatically the data type for your variable a based on the value what I supplied. But for your curiosity, if you want to know what data type is assigned for variable a means, there is a concept called type is a concept like built-in function. Using this type function, you will get what data type of your variable a. You can see it's showing that integer type. For example, again, I'm trying to say b is my variable name. Now this time 34.56 is a float value, 3.56, and b I'm typing. If you want to know the type of b also, type function you can type. So float is assigned. So this is user friendly because we need not to focus much more on data types. So based on the value, data type automatically decided by Python. This is the specialty in Python language, which is not there in other language. So in other language, you must and should specify the proper data type priorly before going to execute your program. Otherwise, it will give error. But in Python, just focus on variable name and what value do you want to store. That's it. Okay, it's a dynamically typed language. But most important point I want to tell you, just because of we are not going to decide the data type explicitly from our side, it doesn't make sense Python do not have data types. It's having a lot of data types like integer, float, bool, complex. Even it's having lot of data structures like string, list, tuple, and many more. Only the thing is, just because Python is dynamically typed language, we are not going to decide the data type explicitly from our side. Okay, so Python only will decide. So it's a dynamically typed language. And then Python is finally case sensitive programming language. Means the cases are very important to manage. Case sensitive programming language. What are the cases? Like if you mention any variable name like lowercase or uppercase, so cases are matter here. Okay. So lowercase name means you have to access with lowercase only. Uppercase name means you have to access with that uppercase only. If you access with wrong case, it will give an error. Let's have a look into that once. But suppose here the name equals to Mohan. It's my variable name is name and the Mohan is the value, right? So then press enter. Let me print the name. Okay. If I'm trying to print capital letter name, you will see that error will come because you mention your variable name, small case, lower case, but you are trying to access with capital N. So it is giving name error. Look at this, the name error, the name NAME is not defined. Okay. So you have to be very particular in the cases. Lowercase means lowercase through only how to access, uppercase means uppercase through only how to access. So once the moment I use print name, so we are getting the name here. So this is case sensitive language. So ultimately, Python is a general purpose, high level, interpreted, dynamically typed, and case sensitive programming language. So general purpose means using Python, you can develop any type of applications, for example, web applications, standalone or desktop applications, gaming applications, data science and AI, ML, AWS, dev apps, and network-based application, database applications, all whatnot. And high level means all the low level activities will take care by default in Python. So no need to contribute any logic for high level activities like low level activities. Interpreted language, line by line code will check and execute. Dynamically typed, no need to decide the data type priorly during the program writing time. During the program execution time only, data type will allocate for your variables. And it's a case sensitive language. Okay, fine. Next, the question is why nowadays Python is most preferred language to learn. Okay, most of them are looking forward Python, right? So why? What are the reasons? Very simple reason. As I said that Python is a general purpose. You can develop any sort of applications. So if you know about Python, how to manage the code and all, anyway, in any applications, you need some Python script. Instantly, we can finish our task within the simple script of Python because Python offers lot of built-in libraries. That means Python is rich in library. So the libraries which is provided by Python language that no other language can be provided, okay, to fulfill their application requirements. That's what Python is one of the popular language, especially which is mainly used in data science, AI and ML, DevOps, AWS, and so on. Okay, it's having lot of libraries. So Python offers network related libraries. Python offers embedded, okay, VLSI libraries, MATLAB libraries. Python offer gaming libraries. Python offer web application development libraries, any libraries. Library is nothing but what? It's a built-in code. So built-in code means already the code was developed and it is ready to use. That indicates what? Ready-made resources. So most of the cases in Python, directly the code is available with the form of libraries. As a Python developer, you must know how to import that libraries to use in your application. Okay. So it's having huge standard library. That's what Python became a popular language, one of the most commonly used language in real time. And that too, compared to other existing languages. Okay. So compared to other existing languages, Python syntaxes are very simple and straightforward. So normally, if you write any logic in other language, right? Like, for example, if you want to add two numbers, so we can write in other language how it is, like so many things need to be involved. Class, for example, class name, okay, open bracket, close bracket, and then public, static, void, main, string array. So this is just example I'm telling you. This is in other language standards I'm writing. It's not in Python. And if you want to declare the variables A, B, C, and to initialize the values like this, okay, to initialize the values, and then C equals A plus B, and then system.out.println. If it is Java language, system.out.println, the C is I'm printing like this. So this much code need to be required. If you take any language like C, C++, C Sharp, .NET or Java, just for adding two numbers, right? So structure will be little bit complex, we feel. But in Python, this much code is not required to write to do adding two inputs like this. So simply you can handle with basic syntaxes like you can see. I'm opening ideally back again. So to add two numbers, simply you can declare the variables A value 23, B value 34, and C equals to A plus B, and simply C. We are getting output clearly. So as simple as that, Python script is there. So no need to do much more complex syntaxes here. So Python is offering a straightforward logics, no basic structures like syntaxes, rules and regulations. It's compared to other languages, Python syntaxes are very simple and straightforward style. That's what most of the people are getting comfort while writing Python script. Easily they can able to manage. And also survival is important, right? In real time. Once you become a Python developer, so in reality, survival is very easy because it's not big deal to handle with Python script. So, but you must know about rules and regulations because Python is completely new features, new syntactical rules and regulations will offer. You have to adopt it here clearly. So already if you familiar with C language or C++, Java basics, you might get little confused here. The syntaxes are completely different but not much more complex syntax. It's a straightforward syntaxes only. So no need to struggle while dealing with Python code. And Python is very famous, very popular just because it's having huge standard libraries. If you take any requirement, if you take any application requirement, as I said, like data science, AI, ML, all the related application libraries are there. You have to consume it or access it. But this type of convenient will not be there in other languages, right? So once you starts with Python, development of your requirements, so easily we can fulfill and time taking process also not there here. Within quick span of time, we can implement the applications in real time because Python offer that much libraries built-in resources. But if you go through other sources like C, C++, Java, C Sharp, .NET, if you do same requirement with these, a little bit time taking process because that don't offer much more reliable libraries which your application need really. So you have to implement from scratch. So that's the matter actually. Difference between Python and other existing languages comparable. So comparatively, Python is very simple and easy to learn and implement, and application development will be quickly we can implement. So it's not take much more time. Okay, right. And once you are having Python knowledge, your job profile means that means you can seek the job in different aspects. So if you go with once you have a uh, good coding knowledge in Python, you can look forward for data science or data analytical programmer or AI developer or ML machine learning developer, or else we can go through network programming. Yes, network programmers and embedded MATLAB and testing people, they were used before Python. The scripting purpose, they used many scripting languages, other languages, but nowadays many of them are migrated into Python because it offer better libraries compared to other existing languages. That's where Python can be most recommended language in these days. Now let's talk about a basic history of Python. Python was designed and developed by Guido van Rossum. He's the man who invented Python for the first time in the year of 1989. Python was designed and developed by Guido van Rossum in the year of 1989, and the first version of Python released in the year of 1991. The version of Python. So which versions are currently available? First version 0.9.0, it was not there right now. The support has been stopped. Later 1.x, again for 1.x also support has been stopped. Then 2.x, 3.x, we are in third version. See, there are a lot of subversions are there. Okay, here I'm not writing here, and no need to worry about all these subversions, because to observe the version system of Python, so I strongly recommend to visit this official website, python.org. This is official website. Okay, so if you visit this site, then what are the latest versions, you will come to know that. And I said that these are the version, 0 version in the 90s, 1, 2, 3. We are in third version right now. But Python is right now, even Python was designed and developed by initially Guido van Rossum. And right now Python is maintained by PSF, Python Software Foundation. Okay. Python is maintained by PSF, Python Software Foundation. Okay. So this foundation, Python Software Foundation community has literally stopped the support for 0 version and 1 version. They don't really recommend to use this 0 and 1 version. From 2 version onwards, we can use it now. So visit this official website python.org so that you will come to know what is the latest version, www.python.org. Now you say click on downloads option and you will notice 3.1, 3.3. This is the latest version. So if you want to see all the remaining versions, simply scroll down the window and you will look into this. These are the versions. Python 3.12, 3.13, 3.9, 3.10, 3.7, like this. But you notice in this list of all the versions, okay, so they don't included 0 version as well as 1 version, because I said Python Software Foundation people stop the support for 0 and 1 version, right? They were recommend to use 2 above version, they'll give future support. So any version you can use it, 2 version, 3 version. We are in right now third version, and this is the latest version, Python 3.1.3, 3.1, 3.3. And Python is completely cross-platform or platform independent style. That means what? Once you download and install Python. What operating system you have, no matter. It works on anywhere. Excuse me. For example, Python for Windows, Python for Linux, Unix, Mac OS, and other operating system. And Python is completely free and open source. Means you can feel free to visit this website, python.org, and you can see that clear documentation section also will be there. So documentation section. So documentation section means all the beginner's guide, developer's guide, facts. Okay. So PEP index, Python enhancement proposal, index rules and regulations. They mention it. You can follow these rules and regulations if you want. For the first time user, you may not understand. Okay. So by reading this document, if you have little bit idea already, then it is easy to understand. That's what here we are as a instructor or trainer to disclose the information in easy understandable manner. So I will discuss in upcoming sessions clearly what was there in Python. So each and every topic separately. Okay. So this is official website, and right now versions, these many versions, we are in third version. And every few couple of days after, you can observe the official document, there might be version change. Like today we are seeing 3.1, 3.3, right? But in after 10, 15 days or 1 month, if you look at that, so it might be different version, it will be appear. So small minor changes will be done from Python Software Foundation. So they can update that. So no matter which version you are using, third version only I'm going to use. But in tomorrow session, we will discuss mainly how to download Python software and how to install it. Okay, so that is that is going to be happen tomorrow. Don't miss the tomorrow session. It is crucial one for everyone, because yesterday whatever you missed, that it's not a matter. I explained already what I discussed yesterday. That's theoretical part. And tomorrow is important session is going to happen. So at least you'll understand that how to download and install and what editors I'm going to include. So you're going to see that editors are very important, right? Because throughout learning of Python full stack, that editor through only I'm going to explain my all the topics. There are several editors are there to write Python script. So as per your convenient, you can choose right editor. But I will also disclose what is the best editor for beginners of Python. So tomorrow we'll disclose clearly this type of information. So don't miss tomorrow. And other than this, any questions from your side, you can feel free to ask me now. I'll help you regarding this. Okay. And do you have three more demo sessions in front of you? Okay, this is the second demo which we completed. So feel free to attend three more demo sessions. After that, you can decide whether do you want to continue with my lectures or not. Okay, feel free to take the decision. That's not a problem. So tomorrow onwards, the basic coding concepts will be begin after launching the editor tools, after installation of Python software. So slowly we'll start coding part with fundamental concepts. So that's all from my side today. If you have any question, you can feel free to ask me now. Okay. So the recorded videos every day after session, I'll upload in the Google Drive. Once your enrollment process is over, the recorded video folder I'll share into Google Drive. In that shared folder, everything, every day recorded video I'll upload orderly, like session numbers. And along with, you will receive the material, PDF material, core Python material, advanced Python, Django, accordingly what subject I'm going to deal right now. So orderly will send it now. Okay. Yeah. As I said that yesterday demo session. Okay. So if you enroll this course at the end of the Python full stack or only Python, you will never disappoint. That much guarantee I can give that you will be good, you will become good at coding for sure. Okay. So please feel free to continue the next three demo lectures. So for continuation is the continuation will leads to the concept clearly. So don't skip the session. At least tomorrow is important, because once you understand how to download and set up the Python, so it will be easy to manage the things in further sessions, right? So that's what I'm asking you. Don't miss tomorrow at least. And every session after, see, once the demo session's over, we will handle the WhatsApp group. The group of students will be there in that group. So if you have any questions while practicing and any doubts, you can feel free to post your questions with the screenshots over the WhatsApp group. So I'll assist you regarding that. Or else, meanwhile, in the class also, while session is running, if you have any doubts in the middle, you can raise your voice or raise your message in the chat box so that I can give the answer. Okay, fine. Yeah, obviously, this is the PDF which I included, right? So already yesterday I have shown that PDF documentation. So this is Python full stack core Python PDF will be there. This is the basic Python PDF which I prepared from my side for students. This is complete core Python PDF, only basic Python PDF with programs with clear picture. Each and every statement which I discuss in the class, it will be there in this. Okay. And advanced Python PDF. Advanced Python means object-oriented programming, classes, methods, encapsulation, polymorphism, constructors, destructors, so many file handling, multi-threading, lot of concepts included in advanced Python. This is only Python material, core and advanced. At the same time, Django web development. It is completely web development. It's having huge content because around 300 pages will be there. Django content it is. Okay. This is web development process completely. With clear picture will be there. Once you observe this documentation with you and recorded videos with you, then undoubtedly you will never get any confusion. So that much crystal clear I maintain the documentation for Flask and REST API, everything. It's a valuable document, I can say that. No doubt at all. You feel same thing after completion of your course. Okay. The tomorrow session to be continued. You can use the same link at same time, 7 a.m. Don't miss tomorrow. The installation process will happen. Yeah. And even our team at the end of this session, our team will send a mail to you regarding that course content as well as the demo links also, whoever not seen yesterday demo, even though which I explained today again, but you can watch the yesterday demo also if you want by clicking on the link. You will be redirect to YouTube channel directly. The demo videos of mine, this session will be there. And once your demo session's over, I'll collect your mail IDs from Durgasoft. Then I can start share my side, the video folder and material as well. Okay. So that's all from my side. Have a nice time. See you tomorrow. Right, let's start today's session. In the last lecture, we complete introduction to Python and Python full stack development subject related topics. Okay, so yesterday we discussed what is Python and what type of language it is and what is the difference between compiler based and interpreter based programming language and the history of Python and versions. We have looked into these versions, right? So today I'm going to show you how to set up Python, means how to download and install Python software. So to start with programming, to start with Python programming, then we need to install Python software, right? So first of all, before going to download and install Python, so first check in your system whether Python already installed or not. So how to check in our system whether Python already installed or not means simply we can go to command prompt, and there you can simply type Python hyphen version. So if you type this command Python space hyphen version, so it will be easily to find out so whether Python software already present in your system or not. You will come to know that. So this command we need to supply in command prompt. Okay. So to check Python is present or not, to check Python, then go to command prompt. Okay, go to command prompt and type this Python hyphen version. So let's see in my system right now, Python already there. So let me check whether it is available or not. Go to the command prompt by typing in search box command. So command prompt I'm opening. In this command prompt window, so I need to check Python is present or not. Okay, so how do we check? Simply Python space hyphen version. If I enter, then I'm getting the version number 3.13.2. That means in the previous batch, I installed this version Python 3.13.2. Right now in my computer, Python 3.13.2 is there. So let me uninstall this Python software from my computer so that I can show you the installation and downloading procedure again. So just for you to observe the steps here, okay? So let's uninstall right now by going to control panel. So let's go to the control panel of your system, and I'm clicking on uninstall program, and simply already which is available Python software in my machine. So I'm trying to uninstall it now. You can see Python 3.13.2, right click and install. Why I'm doing this means, so just for showing the steps clearly, Python steps, okay? The installation procedure, you have to know that. From your side, you can do now today this installation procedure, and so that you can start your Python programming clearly. So observe the steps. It's not a big deal. Okay, Python software is a lightweight and a small software. You can easily download and install within the 2-3 minutes of time. It won't take much more time. And then to download and install Python software, no much more software configuration is required. So the basic configuration, which system you are using, that is enough because it's a lightweight and small software. Right now, uninstall is progress in my computer. So after that, I'll start download and install Python software. Almost done. Please give me a minute. Yes, uninstall successful. And then Python launcher also I'm trying to uninstall along. Right. Notice here, there is no Python software present in my computer right now, just because I uninstall from this system right now. Okay. Yes. Let's close this. Again, you can cross-check by going to command prompt. Just now what we did, same thing I'm repeating, you can observe. So just now, which I passed this command Python space hyphen version, I got the version number 3.13.2, right? So now you can see we don't have any Python software right now in the system because I have uninstalled this Python. So Python was not found, it is saying. Okay, right. So close this. That means Python is not available. And if you want to set up the Python, so simply go to official website www.python.org, and there is a downloads option is there. Click on it. And now you can see I recommend to you to click on download Python 3.1, 3.3. It's the latest version. And if you want other versions like 3.1 to 3.10, 3.9, so these are the below section. These are the versions available. Which version you want, you can download it and install. Depends on your requirement. But let's go with this latest version. And as I said, that Python is completely cross-platform or platform independent, which can be run on Windows, Linux, Mac OS, other operating system. So all you need to do here, download Python 3.13, and simply you can see within the few seconds, your download complete. 3.13.3.exe file is there. Okay, let's close this window and go to the download folder from your computer. And there you can observe here Python 3.1, 3.3, and just double click on it to install this executable file in your system, and simply double click on it. Wait for some time here. Just observe this window. It's showing the two options, install now and customize installation. So I recommend to click on install now. So which includes, look at this, ideally integrated learning, the integrated development learning environment, and PIP Python install package and documentation. All these things are there. And before going to click on install now, so don't forget to activate these two checkboxes. These are very important because if you activate these two checkboxes, that means what actually the environment variables will be created and it will automatically configure with the operating system which is present in your computer. So what happens are if I don't activate these checkboxes means, so your operating system cannot recognize Python so path. So that's what it's unable to execute your Python programs. So that's the reason I recommend you to activate these checkboxes. After activation of these checkboxes, simply click on install now. And do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? Yes. And now setup is progress now. It takes few minutes, mostly maximum 1 or 2 minutes. It will take much more time. It won't take installation of set Python. So now you can see it's completed almost. Python installation is over. So no matter what editor you are going to use later while writing Python code, you must finish this step first. The step is required like Python download and install. So if you download and install Python software like this, you will get an interpreter. Interpreter is important, right, to execute Python programs. So that's the reason we must proceed this step first. After that, let me check again the version which is present in our computer right now. So go to command prompt again and simply type Python space hyphen version. See here. Okay, before few minutes, we have checked the version. It was 3.1, 3.2. When I uninstall and install it back, so it is showing 3.1, 3.3 right now. This is the latest version got installed, right? So this is the installation step for Python. And when we install this Python software, you will get a default editor that is ideally. So it means integrated development learning environment. Integrated development learning environment. This is ideally software. Okay. So integrated development learning environment. So this is the default editor actually, which is present in Python installation integration. But now it's time to show you how to write Python code and execute. So what are the options are there in front of us right now? So there are different ways to write Python code and execute. Okay, so let's talk about that. So different ways to write Python code and execute. Yes. So what are the options are there? The option number one, using interactive mode. Option number two, using script mode. Option number three, using Python ideally. Software which will come automatically when we install Python software ideally, right? This is editor tool, default editor. Using this editor also, we can do this. But now I'm using PyCharm editor. This is our continuation editor. This is the PyCharm editor. This editor through only I'll explain all the topics in my lecture upcoming sessions. PyCharm editor. This is the most popular and powerful editor for Python beginners especially. But you must know in the initial stage of learning Python, you must know that what are the options to write Python program, and after that you have to decide which editor is required or which editor is good for Python beginners and Python programs. Okay, so let's start with interactive mode. Anyway, I'm not going to use these three options in our upcoming sessions. Once I launch PyCharm editor, I'll continue all the lectures with this PyCharm editor only. Because what is the advantage? If you go through PyCharm editor, you will come to know when I start launching PyCharm editor. First, listen, I'm trying to introduce interactive mode. What is interactive mode here? Very simple. Whenever you install Python software, you simply go to the search and type ideally software. This is ideally, right? So click on it. You will be able to get one window. This window is nothing but interactive window. Notice this. This window is nothing but interactive window. So ideally, integrated development learning environment. Okay, this is the interactive window. So why we can call it as interactive window means, as a programmer, you can interact with this window by typing something. For example, I want to type hello, press enter, we got the output. Or you can write a simple programming. Okay, so any program. So try to add these two numbers, press enter, you will get an output here. So this is interactive window. So you can continue with Python programs with this window. Okay, so do you want to proceed to write Python programs with this window, interactive window? You can continue. Just interact with this window by typing your code and press enter. Then you will be able to see the output result clearly. Okay, so this is Python ideally shell or interactive shell also we can call it as. But the problem is when we type this programs here, you don't get generally IntelliSense options, right? IntelliSense means while typing the code and some populated windows and suggestions, okay, alerts, everything will come, but here it is not available. So you have to take your own risk to type Python code, whether it is case sensitive, like small case, uppercase, that all you need to take it from your side only. So there is no help. So it is typical to handle beginner level in this interactive window. If you want, you can continue. Next option, script mode option is there. This is the script mode. Script mode in the sense what? You should ready with your Python script. Means you can write how much code do you want and ready with the .py file extension. So that .py file extension is nothing but script mode. So once you ready with your Python script with the .py extension, that you can run it later. Okay, I'm showing you now how to write Python program using script mode option. Very simple. You can open Notepad editor. So do you know Notepad also is one of the plain text editor? This is the Notepad editor. Here I'm trying to type something like print. Here also notice this, there is no IntelliSense, no graphics. Okay, it's a plain text editor and you have to check spellings and all. Here itself, it is not showing any suggestions and all. So just I'm writing welcome to Durgasoft Python full stack online sessions. Just I'm trying to write this script. Yeah. So this is my Python code. But actually you must save this file with the .py. Notice this. How to save this file with the .py? Simply go to file menu and save. Okay. And choose the location where do you want to save. I'm choosing the location desktop. So now give the file name, any file name, like I'm giving sample.py. .py mandatory, remember, okay? So .py is the file name. In desktop, I'm saving. So click on save. Your Python script file was successfully saved. Sample.py. How much? Just simply I'm writing one line code only. If you want, you can write much more code, not a problem. So it's our intention is to show the different options to write Python code and execute, right? So let's close it now. So now you see there is a file created like sample.py file, but actually the logo is depicted here, PC, PyCharm editor. The reason is I have already PyCharm editor is there in my computer. That's what the logo is affecting PC only. In your case, if you don't have PyCharm software in your computer, so you will see the logo is Python logo only. Okay, so it's not a matter of logo which is applied here. So file has created successfully. The next step is after ready with your script file. Okay, so next step is you need to execute, right? Yes, the file which is already available, that is called script file, and to execute that file there are two ways are there again. The two ways I will say, I will tell you, like one way is using command prompt. Yes, command prompt through also we can execute your required Python file, and other way is by using ideally software already which we have. Okay, so let's show the execution process of Python file with command prompt. Okay, so go back to command prompt, open the command prompt, but make sure that here you must go to the location. So where your Python file is present right now, right? So my Python file present in desktop location. Look at this, this is the desktop location, but this desktop location, let's see, right click on it and simply, and just give me 1 second, show more options. Okay, I'm trying to find out the path. Actually, this path is present in OneDrive location. My desktop is present in OneDrive location. So that's what I'm just moving towards OneDrive location. So otherwise, in your case, directly you can pass desktop only. But in my case, the desktop is present in OneDrive. So that's what I'm moving towards OneDrive location, CD space OneDrive. CD means change the directory. Yes, I'm into OneDrive location. After moving towards OneDrive location, again CD space desktop. So finally, I have moved into desktop location where my Python file is available. So once you are located in desktop, so Python file is there, right? So to execute Python file, simply pass the command Python, then sample.py, Python space sample.py, then press enter. Now you can see we got the expected result. Welcome to Durgasoft Python full stack online sessions. It's very simple. And even you can have shortcut like py space sample.py also. No need to type Python completely. So simply you can pass py. Py means Python only. Py space sample.py. Press enter. We got the output clearly here. So writing the code in Notepad and save with the .py extension, and go to the command prompt and execute your Python file. So this is the way to write Python script file with the Notepad, and after saving with .py extension, we are going to run through command prompt. So instead of command prompt option, you can also execute your Python file, already available script file, using ideally software. So just now I have opened ideally, right? So the moment when I open ideally, what was opened? So interactive window is opening now. We can see this. This is interactive window. But I don't want to write the code here. because I have already my Python script file ready. So that I need to open it. How to open it? File menu, open, file menu, open. Okay. So, and where is your file located? Desktop. Now you can see sample.py. Open it. Now you can see this is open here clearly. So whatever we have written. So simply here what to do, run menu is there and then run module. Why module? Yes, in Python, every .py file act as module only. Module means it's one file. Okay, I'll talk about module means what exactly later. So by default in Python, every .py file act as one module. So this module I'm going to execute. So simply click on run and run module. Or else you can simply hit F5 key from your keyboard. So we got the output here. So this is the way to execute simply, which is already available file, script file in Notepad, so that we can open it in ideally and run it. But here, if you go through script mode here and writing code in one place like Notepad and execution in another place, right? If you have any problem again, you have to visit that place and do some editing and come back and save and run. So these are the options actually. Here and there we need to move. But instead of moving here and there, so just go with the third option like Python ideally software directly. So when we go through this third option using Python ideally, so directly open Python ideally software. There only you can create a file, okay, and write the code, save and run. Everything we can do in one location. So that I'm showing right now using Python ideally here. So let's show that how to write code in ideally software directly without depending on command prompt or notepad. So let's open ideally. Again, you will be notice the interactive window is opening. But now here I want to create a separate file. So how to prepare separate file means simply file menu and there is a new file option is there. Okay. So click on new file and there is untitled window is opening and here you can write how much code you want. So simply I'm writing the simple logic. Now you can see whenever the moment I'm writing the logic, so it's not going to uh, what we can say showing any intelligence or option suggestions. So directly we are printing this and save this now. So without saving you can't run it now. You can see run module. So it is asking source must be saved. Okay to save. Okay, let me cancel it. Saving is important. So let me save this file again in a desktop or any location. And I'm trying to give this time test.py. Save it. Once saved successfully, and now you can see run this run module. We are getting the output is 30, right? So this is the way to create a new file in ideally software and write the code how much you want and save it and run it in one location. But the problem here also, there is no intelligence, suggestions, what mistake you're doing. Instantly, it will not find out. So look at this wanted, I'm going to remove the bracket. But if I remove the bracket, is there any indication that you are doing mistake here? No. Okay, so save changes and run this. You can see after execution only will come to know what mistake done. So the bracket was now closed it is. Okay, so while writing or during the program writing, you don't get any alerts that you are doing some mistake here. So this is the problem we notice in this IDLE software, and even there is no intelligence and much more suggestions will not be populated here. So as a programmer, you need to take your own risk to write Python code. So I recommend already who is having the rules and regulations about Python. So I recommend them to use these three options. Anyone like interactive mode, script mode, Python ideally like this. At a beginner level, okay, if you are new to Python programming, so I strongly recommend to use proper editors like PyCharm editor, which I'm going to launch now, And if you are not interested to work with PyCharm, you can go through your own editor like VS Code, Visual Studio Code also better. And some students, they may go with different editors like Jupyter, Spider, Anaconda Distribution, Atom, okay, and even Edit Place, okay, Notepad++, Sublime Editor. There are a lot of editors are there. So editors are just nothing but to edit your program. Okay, any programming logic we can edit by using editor tools. So the editor tool is a software where we can write our code and execute and run. Okay, this is the main purpose of editor. But what I said just now, like Jupyter, Spider, Atom, Anaconda, these editors are especially for data science who are working with data science or data analytical program using Python. For them, I suggest these Jupyter, Spider, Anaconda, and all. But exclusive Python programmers who are into completely, especially full stack development, I recommend to use proper editor like PyCharm or Visual Studio Code. So compared to Visual Studio Code, so PyCharm is having better option because it's having graphical user interface more. So you feel very comfort uh, while writing Python script in PyCharm editor because it's having lot of features. Okay, so you can edit your program easily. And while writing Python script in PyCharm editor, so there is lot of suggestions and populated windows and intelligence options. Moreover, it will come so that you never feel difficulties to write Python code in PyCharm. So now it's time to launch PyCharm editor finally. Once I launch PyCharm editor, and then from here onwards, our concepts and lectures will be all with PyCharm editor only, sir. Okay? Yes. But already I have PyCharm editor in my system. Look at this, go to the search and simply type PyCharm. I have already PyCharm community edition is there. So that I need to uninstall now so that I can show you the installation process step by step easily so that you will also set up from your side today, right? So let's go to control panel. So let's uninstall the PyCharm community editor from my computer right now. So you can see this PyCharm community edition. Yes, right click and uninstall it simply so that I can show you how to download from where we have to download this PyCharm editor and installation. You will see that. And one more important thing, some students will do what? Without installation of Python and directly they try to install PyCharm editor. Not possible. Okay, you can download and install PyCharm editor without Python installation. You can able to write Python code, but you can't execute because if you don't install Python, your interpreter will not be there, right? So if you don't have Python interpreter, you can't run your Python program. That's the important thing. Interpreter is required. So any editor you can set up. Before that, you must and should check whether Python installed in your computer or not by going to command prompt simply Python space hyphen hyphen version. So if Python not there, try to install Python first. Then after you can go through any editor setup like PyCharm or Visual Studio Code or anything. Now it's time to set up PyCharm editor. First you have to download it, then after install it. Okay. So how to download? Wait, from where to download here? So simply go to search, Google search, download PyCharm. You can type in search box, download PyCharm. So click on download PyCharm and simply you can see this. This is jetbrains.com PyCharm available. So this is the jetbrains.com official website it is, which is developed PyCharm editor. So this is integrated development editor PyCharm again. So it provides, you can see there is a right hand side, some description will be there. PyCharm is an integrated development environment used for programming in Python. It provides code analysis and graphical user interface debugging. All the options are available here. Okay, let's click on this first link, jetbrains.com, and notice this PyCharm professionalities. Don't click on it. Okay, so wait some time. This is professional editor. This IDE, especially for data science and web development. So even after completion of Python course, right, we will start web development with Django, REST API, other frameworks. At that time, we recommend to use this PyCharm Professional. You can also use PyCharm Professional right now also, but this is only for trial version, right? Free 30-day trial. So only maximum 30 days we can use it. After 30 days, the evolution period will be expired. So you have to get license from jetbrains.com. That I don't really recommend. So that's what you can scroll down little bit. So you will find one more option, PyCharm Community Edition. So this I recommend to install it. So PyCharm Community Edition, the integrated development environment for pure Python development. Yes, we are focusing on Python, right? So core and advanced Python programming. So that I am recommending you to download this one. Click on download and your download will begin. So it takes 1 minute, less than 1 minute of time to download this PyCharm community. And after that, you have to begin the installation. So the installation process very simple. You just go with the flow by hitting next, next, next and install. It won't take much more time again. It's also lightweight software. And from here onwards, I'll write complete Python programs using this PyCharm editor. Or if you are familiar with Visual Studio Code also, you can do it no problem at all. Okay, right. Almost done. Yeah. So PyCharm community editor installed successfully, download successfully. And let's go to the downloads folder from your computer. So after download successful and try to install it by hitting double click on it. So just going double downloads folder and there is a PyCharm community. Double click on PyCharm community.exe. When you double click, you can see this. Do you want to allow this app to make changes? Yes. And there is a PyCharm installation wizard will be there. Welcome to PyCharm Community Edition setup and click on next and click on next. Destination folder will be C drive only. Click on next and activate all these checkboxes better because this checkbox is for creating desktop icon and this checkbox is important automatic path setting to your operating system and this is for context menu or menus folders will create and this is .py. So why .py extension I'm activating means whenever you add a new file in PyCharm editor, so the file name is enough along with file name. Every time no need to give .py extension to save the file. So that's what I'm giving .py extension here. So let's click on next, click on install. So it will take few seconds again to complete this installation process. Wait few seconds. Let me launch the PyCharm editor now. How it is look and feel. Okay, so what are the main settings are there? I'll disclose now. Just a moment. Yeah, you can do it, no problem. Online, so many will be there available. So you can instantly do it also, no problem.
Sir, actually, I lost your voice in the installation option. I mean, uh,
Hmm.
I need to checkbox the create desktop option and remaining update content options.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All options, sir.
Yeah, you can select because that's better. Manually, no need to give later, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Update path variables also.
Yeah, that is important. That only important. Remaining, it's
Uh,
not a matter. That is main
okay.
important thing.
Yeah. Thank you.
almost done. Yes. So after completion of your installation, there is a complete PyCharm community edition setup, and it is asking reboot now, means restart your computer, or else you can choose I want to manually reboot later. So I don't want to restart now. So I want to do manually reboot later. So click on finish. And now you can see you can launch PyCharm editor here. Excuse me. How to launch PyCharm editor? So simply the desktop shortcut created, right? So simply double click on it, and or else you can go to search PyCharm. PyCharm Community Edition, click on it. And for the first time, how the look and feel, you can see this, what options need to be select here. Yes, I don't want import. Yeah, skip import. Now you can see this is the first time you will see the window after launching PyCharm editor. So welcome to PyCharm, and create a new project to start from scratch or open existing project from disk or version control, they are saying. So only Python script, not project related things, means you can select first option. Only one Python program do you want to write? Or else do you want to create a complete folder like project folder? So folder is nothing but it contain many Python files. Later we can include as many as you want. And if you have already project folder from your computer, you can open it and choose the location of your computer and open that project. Or else do you have a code in repository systems like GitHub repository or version control system? So that is, we can click on this last option. But my plan is today I want to create a new project folder. So from now onwards, I can use this project folder in our upcoming sessions also daily. So click on new project folder. Now you can see left hand side automatically the pure Python option is there. I'm selecting pure Python program, and the location will be by default like this: C users, your computer name, PyCharm projects. Second. C drive, PyCharm projects, and Python project name is this. Okay. Do you want to save or create the project folder in this location? You can, or else if you want to change the location, simply go to the folder option, browse it, select the location, select the location in which drive do you want to create a project. Like if you have other drives, you can select other drives like D drive or E drive or some case like this. Okay. Or else if you want to create the same location exactly, what is the location it's showing, so you can go through the same location right now. Here you can see the location is, this is PyCharm projects, Python project, 7 a.m. I'm preparing. Yes, this is my project folder name, Python project 7 a.m. Okay. So, and don't do any changes and all, simply click on create it here now. Okay, once the moment I click on create, so it's going to create some virtual environment. Look at this, creating virtual env. So what is virtual env? See, virtual env is an isolation environment, means it is going to create a separate environment for your Python project folder. And from now onwards, that whatever you do modifications or install any packages or uninstall packages from this project folder, so in the current environment only the changes will impact other environments, other project, what you are going to deal in your computer, so that will not get disturbed. So that's the reason for every project, virtual environment will be created automatically. Okay, yes. That means you are doing all the operations current environment, that is virtual environment. So let's adjust this windows. So like drag and drop is there here. So this is the project folder. There are so many files will be create later part will discuss these files and all, which is unnecessary for us. Internal files, libraries and packages, everything will be available, which is required for Python development. So now we don't have any Python file, right? So we need to add the Python file to write programs. If you want to see the location of your project, this is the location exactly manually if you want to go to the location. And the next what my plan is to do, so I need to add some files to write programs, how it is. So simply right click on Python project 7am folder and simply go to new. And there is a Python file option you are looking. So you have to select this one. So what happen if we select this one? Yeah, it is a text file. Okay, it's a text file completely. So this text file also you can select, but the matter is you have to give file name along with the .py extension. Okay, so that's what I'm selecting Python file. So I need not to give .py extension here. So right click on Python project 7a, go to new and Python file. Okay, so give the name of the file test. .py I'm not giving observe here because at the time of installation I have clearly mentioned .py activation of checkbox, right? So press enter after giving the file name test. So you are going to see the test file has created successfully. Okay, it's created successfully. So once it's created successfully means it's allowing to write Python code here. So the moment when I try to write some print here, PRI, so look at this, automatically some IntelliSense option is coming. So this is helpful to write Python program fast when compared to Notepad editor or other editor, right? So whatever you want to write that it is present in IntelliSense means simply type, press enter, automatically it will capture from IntelliSense. So I'm writing some welcome message like this. And do you want to execute this program? Simply right click on test.py tab and run test. They are saying like run test, click on run test. In the bottom corner of the PyCharm editor, you are going to see the output window here. Welcome is output here. So this is output window. This is code writing window. And the left hand side, what is there? You can manage your project folder and files here only. And you can see this is output, right? Once we got the output here in the terminal like output window, if you do editing